whatever business problem is there usually has an opportunity cost. And the more time that passes before you solve it,
Yeah.
the more opportunity, the more value leaks away. And if you have the opportunity to custom build something, and we recently were held up against one of the large SIs who said, yeah, it'd be about 5 million for us to do that. And we said, well, that's funny because we'd be, less than 500,000 in just a few months and you're live. So pick one, right? Because there's investment that's already been put into a certified solution, or you can go custom build it. And this is often the natural response sometimes for a team is, oh, well, we better custom build it because we need it just exactly what we need. And we keep finding that everybody is special and unique and different, just like everyone else. Episode of the Never-Ending Climb for stronger supply chain and procurement for companies running SAP. With me today, we have Krishna. He is an SAP mentor, SAP technical guru extraordinaire. And it's my privilege to introduce him to you if you haven't already met him. Krishna, thank you so much for joining today.
Thanks a lot, Sean. It's a pleasure to be here.
So we were talking a little bit about some of the things that people sometimes do that are maybe a little tricky, right? In your experience, in my experience, we know that there's a better way. One of the things that you do really, really well is sharing with the SAP community and sharing ideas, sharing what you learn, and then learning from others too. Can you help explain what is it? Why do you love participating in the SAP community? What is it that you love about that?
Yeah, I think community is a great place to get your knowledge or to share your knowledge. As developers, it's very common for us to get into our man caves, as we call it, and really get lost there, right? So get stuck on a problem and be there for hours together. So one thing which I have realized, all these years is that if you are stuck, go and ask in the community. There are hundreds of people who are really good people who are willing to help you. Or if you have something to share, go ahead and share, so that you build connections, you build, you build team, and it will pay back to you, any other day. So I think community is a great place to be if you are a developer or whatever you do.
I love it. And I think we see that over and over and over again in the way that people can ask a question and get multiple answers and suggestions to help challenge their thinking, help challenge even the question that they were posing. Is that even the right question?
Yeah.
And I think that sense of mentorship is so important. I know you've been an SAP mentor for years, and you've been able to use that opportunity to give back to the SAP community in a really important way. Can you share a little bit about what is the SAP Mentor Program and what that's helped you do to give back to the SAP community?
Yeah, so SAP Mentor Program is a community program which is run by SAP itself. And they identify a few individuals. There are around 40 to 50 individuals globally who are good in what they do and also who are willing to contribute to the community. So some things they get to do once they become SAP mentor is they get to early access to lots of SAP's new products and features and get an opportunity to give their feedback. And other than, what they usually do is contribute to the community, and there are more and more avenues to be more effective in what they do. So as I said, it's a great opportunity, once you become SAP mentor, to increase your reach, to increase more people, to help more people, and just enjoy, talking with the community.
And that sharing with the community, as much as being a mentor, and I know I find this in helping to mentor growing businesses around Alberta with a program where when you're mentoring somebody else, it's often just as much an opportunity to learn and grow yourself as it is to help give back to those folks or that community. And when I hear you talking about the opportunities that that's provided you, it makes me think about how, over, the 8-9 years that we've worked together, that you've been able to grow through your career and even think about from when we first met, mostly thinking about the technical problem of here's how we can solve this, but growing into thinking about the business problem and the sustainability of that. I think that idea of using that community to share the business problem and get feedback on that. You were talking about a two-way, as much as you give to the community, you also get back from that.
Yeah,
That's a really important component, right?
right.
If you were just giving freely and not getting something back, this might not feel like it was a
Yeah,
two-way thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
What is it that you feel like you've really gotten back from the community over time?
Yeah, as I see contributing to the community, definitely it's not a charity. So it is, I do it because I enjoy it. So something which I see continuously is as I contributed to the community, I became an SAP mentor. And once I became an SAP mentor, I got an option to, got an invitation to author SAP Press books. So I became an SAP Press author. So then I got maybe some more branding around my name and more coverage or more branding around my name and ability to contribute more and more opportunities to contribute. So not only that, whenever I got stuck, I never hesitated to go and frame the right question. Of course, after doing my homework, I used to always put the questions in the community, and that, as you said, many of the times people have questioned, is it the right question, first of all, right? Are you solving the right problem at all? So yeah, many a times, because since I am asking this question, many people have helped me. Many a times I might have helped them earlier, right? And maybe they are right now experts in a particular technical topic, maybe an SAP MDK, where there are very few people who are really experts. Maybe I have helped those people earlier in their SAP Fury journey, so they help back. So it's definitely a community is a two-way, two-way channel where it will always pay back. So it may not pay back immediately, but I'm very confident with my journey that contributing to the community, you will never lose anything. You will get more than what you really give to the community.
It is amazing. When you start from a place of gratitude and giving, it is amazing how karma brings wonderful things back. It's
Definitely.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So we've had a chance to know each other and work together for quite a few years. And how has your time working with Convergent, I guess, helped you in developing yourself and your career? What are some of the big things that you've learned through that time?
Yeah. Um, and something which I really loved, even now I spend lots of time with Convergent IS, but in my journey of last 9 years with Convergent IS, is that the amazing opportunities which Convergent IS gives to its employees to work on cutting edge technologies. So I have rarely seen a project where we work on a ECC at all, actually. So we always work on S4 HANA. We always work on BTP, be it MDK. So I'm really actually surprised how our sales team really gets all these cutting edge projects, to be frank. So
Sometimes we're picky.
maybe I think, yeah, I'm thinking that there is definitely a factor, that factor there. So it's not only about how I feel. I actually remember many of ex-colleagues who went to other companies, and they gave that feedback to me that in Convergent IS we always had something interesting to do. I think that's just amazing, and I think that had definitely a huge contribution to the way I could upskill and maybe the way I could keep myself happy, challenging, interesting problems.
Learning the new stuff, bringing together the opportunity with the mentorship program, with the SAP mentors to go and get insight into some of those new things, product feedback, then going and making those real.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity. So one of the things that we often run into when we approach something, coming from the cave perhaps, is when there's a problem, sometimes the first response is, well, I guess we better code our way out of it. But sometimes that's really not the best approach. And there's other things, other tools that you can bring to help solve these problems. So when we were talking about this idea of there's SAP standard and this is vanilla, and sometimes incorrectly people think that if it's not vanilla, it's not clean core, and there's a range here.
Yeah.
We've got an episode coming up about clean core, not too long, so I'm excited about that one. And over on the other end, there's completely custom. Of course, people would like to avoid custom, but there's a few steps in between that you can stay close to vanilla, which I don't know anybody that's ever deployed it fully vanilla. That's like a kid putting his dad's suit on and trying to run fast. He's going to be on his face in like, a minute. So how do you think about going from standard and stepping out to some of the content and some of the other solutions that somebody should be looking at before opening up SE80?
Yeah. I think, what I would do is go and figure out, as you rightly said, if the solution is really supported by SAP. And if not, look into lots of pre-built contents which are already offered by SAP. In SAP BTP, be it integration suite or be it SAP business process automation, or even if it is SAP CAP application, SAP has many products which are already there lying on the GitHub probably, or they're the sample demo content, pre-built contents which are available, or they call it as business accelerator contents. So these are amazing ways to, which as an architect should go and, approach them and figure out if they really meet the requirements. Many of the times, those might meet your requirements without really making lots of changes. So if you do not find any, what I would go and I would head towards SAP Store and figure out if there are SAP certified solutions which are already available, which were built by people who are already good in those domains. Something like, for example, we have been working a lot in the procurement. So it says that we have lots of domain knowledge at Convergent IS. So go and figure out, companies or partners who are really good in those domains and figure out if there are already SAP certified solutions for these problems. For me, they're actually clean core because they were built by domain experts and they were certified by SAP. So what else what else you really need? Rather than architecting a complete solution, maybe there is a good chance of you going, maybe doing a mistake there, or there is no way for you to, get that maybe certified by SAP because it's your custom solution. There are no plans for by SAP to certify your custom solution. So you might be doing lots of mistakes, or you might be incurring huge cost. Your total cost of ownership, or all these things might go much higher. So rather, I would say if there are solutions which are already available in the SAP store, I think that is something all the SAP customers or the architects who are at these SAP customers should go and grab them.
Yeah, it's really important, isn't it? Because whatever business problem is there usually has an opportunity cost. And the more time that passes before you solve it,
Yeah.
the more opportunity, the more value leaks away. And if you have the opportunity to custom build something, and we recently were held up against one of the large SIs who said, yeah, it'd be about 5 million for us to do that. And we said, well, that's funny because we'd be, less than 500,000 in just a few months in your live. So pick one, right? Because there's investment that's already been put into a certified solution, or you can go custom build it. And this is often the natural response sometimes for a team is, oh, well, we better custom build it because we need just exactly what we need. And we keep finding that everybody is special and unique and different, just like everyone else. And this is sometimes one of those things that we get in our own way, isn't it? And we've seen, I'm sure you've seen it too, where there's a team that gets excited about building something. And then before you know it, they're 3 months into designing something and it turns out they're reinventing the wheel for something that's already been designed and built, and they could have licensed it for, if you've got 4 people for 2 months, you probably could have licensed it for that cost. It's kind of amazing. So when you're thinking about a gift that you would want to bring back to the listeners for this show, what would you want them to remember, say 6 weeks later? What would you hope that somebody that watched this remembers in, say, 6 weeks that they can take away from your mentorship, from your experience, and from your wisdom?
I think one thing which I really, maybe there are a couple of things, and one thing which is at the top of mind is contributing to the community. So whomever you are an SAP mentor or not, or wherever you are. So think about community which is around you, whatever you work on. So think and be part of it, be part of the solution. where you solve others' problems and go there with your problems and come back with amazing answers. So getting together with community is something which you cannot escape with if you want to be successful, according to me. So second thing, for people who are like architects who are at SAP customers place, again, the community for them includes partners, SAP partners who are amazing SAP partners who have built amazing solutions and which are available on SAP Store. So go try, try those. Mostly all of them have their demo versions. Go try them, see if those solutions really meet your problems or solve your problems. I think those two are at top of my head. Maybe six months down the line, someone wants to remember.
Amazing. Krishna, thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom, and for continuing to show up for the community over years, because that is a consistency that has paid so many dividends for you in your career. And I love seeing the way that you've grown and you're flying. So, Krishna, thank you so much. And for everybody watching, this has been another edition of The Never Ending Climb for a Stronger Supply Chain and Procurement for companies running SAP. We'll see you again soon. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, and we're on the SAP Store.